Well, I will say that you just have to get started, because once you get started, you can't wait till you're perfect or till you have all of your ducks in a row, because it just doesn't happen. But the wood shop it's a home decor shop. We make a lot of the things in here. There's a lot of wood. When people knock things over, I tell them all the time, it's mostly wood, so it's fine. But if you're looking for a gift, if you're looking for something for your home, if we don't have it in the store, we do a lot of custom work as well, so we'll be able to find something for you. So,
where are you located?
We are located 126 West Main in Shelbyville, right in the downtown area, which if you haven't been to downtown Shelbyville lately, it's worth a day trip to make it over here. We're on the west end of Main Street, kind of across from Leach Wilson, the Chevy dealership. So,
yeah, if you haven't been to Shelbyville, Shelbyville is an awesome town, basically kind of wrapped around Lake Shelbyville. Beautiful old houses and lots of little shops and ice cream places, and it's a cool place to come. So what sorts of things can you buy here?
Like I said, you can buy a lot of different things. We have, the biggest thing is home decor, but also with our custom work that we do, I have a sign girl, Amanda Bieber, that I work very, very closely with. Her custom work is amazing and very timely. She can make a sign for any room, any occasion. We do some, as your daughter and I were talking about, some faux florals and greenery, because it just can brighten up any room. We have pillows. We're starting to get into some small furniture. We have benches, the one that I'm sitting on, not a worry in the world. It's solid as can be. We do custom shelving here, and we have local honey. I have a gal that it's our head librarian, and she does something called Suds and Sarcasm, so it's lotions and soaps and things like that. I have local candles from Sullivan, Flickers, and I know I'm forgetting some stuff, but like I said, you can find just about everything.
So do you have an online store where you can buy stuff, or is it just local? Or
we have our Etsy shop right now, and it's the Wood Shop on Main is the name of our store. And then I try to do a lot of stuff just through Facebook, but no website yet. I feel like that's definitely a step that will be coming soon.
Okay. Tell me about yourself. Did you grow up around here?
I did not. I grew up in Nokomis, which is right down Route 16.
Okay.
Actually south of Nokomis. I grew up on a farm. Started out in the ag field, went to Lakeland for ag science in Mattoon. Finished up at Lincoln Land because life, and then worked for a while with soil and water, then decided that wasn't for me and got into education. And I taught, like we were talking about, junior high for 18 years, third grade for just a little bit at the very beginning, but then I realized junior high was my spot. Taught for a long time and absolutely loved it until I didn't. And then just through some other life changes, my husband's family, we inherited a house and we flipped it and did really well on it, and I loved the process. And like I said, I wasn't loving teaching, so we got into house flipping for a while, bought this building, flipped the upstairs. It's an Airbnb now. And we just love the process, and the housing market kind of allowed us to spend more time here and get the shop going.
So weird. I was a third grade teacher and then moved to middle school, and that was 15 years ago.
And then you found a new path.
Yeah, now I'm doing something completely different.
We're some of the fortunate ones that were able to make that switch, I feel like.
Right. Do you have any previous business experience before you started this? Retail experience?
Definitely not. When I was in college, I had a multitude of jobs, all the way from working at Hardee's to working on a dairy farm, because like I said, I grew up on a farm, so that was a comfort zone for me. But really, besides growing up on a farm and knowing the business side of that, I really had no business experience at all. Perfect.
So if someone were to come to you and they were to say, Regina, I want to start my own home decor store, how would they get started? Like, what would they need?
Well, I will say that you just have to get started, because once you get started, you can't wait till you're perfect or till you have all of your ducks in a row, because it just doesn't happen. So if you want to do something like that, I would definitely start, if you want to make stuff, start making it and put it on Etsy and see how that goes. But if you wanted to start a store, it's kind of a tough process to find, the real estate and to put all that together. That is a lot of work. Things kind of fell into place for us, but you need people, you need a team. There's no way that I could do this on my own. My husband and I work together on it, but also, as I mentioned before, all of the people that add to this place and make it as interesting as it is. I love to be able to promote our local people and have that real, the feel of a team. So I would say, don't try to do it alone, but put something forward to get started and then tweak it as you go. Because when I look at pictures of how we started out, and that's only been since last October. So, we're not quite even at a year and a half. Wow. And the place has evolved and changed so much. So but when we first got started, we had, a few things on the shelves, and we had a good response from the community. And I would say, advertise for yourself and just get the word out, but get started.
Where do you get your goods here? It's really cool stuff, by the way. We'll try to take as many pictures and videos as we can of stuff in here, but I'm staring at a photo, or not a photo, but something. I don't know how to describe it. That cross thing.
The big barn star. Yeah.
That's going to end up in my house, I'm afraid, at some point.
Honestly, I've had a lot of people since I've gotten started just come to me and they say, I do these things. Would that be something you'd be interested in putting in your shop? And what you're looking at is a gentleman here in town, Larry Agney, who just absolutely loves woodworking. And he makes some of the most beautiful things, and he's done really well. And then I've had another local lady that paints barns. And so she has a few pieces in here. So part of it is me reaching out. And then other is just people coming in, kind of recognizing what we do, or their family will say, take that stuff into the wood shop, see what Regina can do. So, and that's the birdhouse. I don't know if you saw in the front window, and it's a schoolhouse right over here. That was another guy. His wife is just a customer, and she said, Scott, take that stuff in. So,
how many employees do you have?
None.
None. Okay, that's fine.
My daughter, and she'll come in and help, on Saturdays and things like that. And my sign girl will come in if we have a conflict. But yeah, it's a consignment. So it's not really employees. It's more like I work for them to market their products and give them a space to display them and sell them.
Are there any experts in this industry that you follow?
It's really hard. It's a double-edged sword to look at other places, because you fall into that trap of comparing yourself to people that have done it longer and done it better. But that's kind of what I do follow them and look to see what they're doing and watch the trends and things like that. But as far as experts in the field, I've latched on to another podcast, the Rachel Hollis podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, but when I'm in the back working, and I'm sure there are others out there, I haven't always been a big podcast person, but I've heard someone talk about her, and she just seems to speak to me and kind of tell me the things that I already know, but need to be reminded of.
Yeah. Good. That's great. Okay. How do you get new customers? You mentioned advertising. What do you do?
Yeah. We try to do as much as we can on Facebook. Etsy has been a new addition here right before Christmas. We got that going. And honestly, word of mouth. I haven't been to a lot of craft fairs. I did do a few. I went to Mount Zion for one. And the local ones, we had people coming in from Mattoon that go out to the No Bad Days tree farm out there. Willow Ridge, I was able to talk to a lot of people from out of town. And that's been a good way to get the word out also, that people just didn't know we were here. And my windows
Yeah.
it's a draw, you know. I mean, people will stop in a lot of times and say, I've watched your windows and I've seen, so I thought I'd stop in. But a lot of people on Facebook, I get some gals from Mattoon, and I had some from like Tolono the other day that just popped in that said, we follow your Facebook page, and we finally had a day to come down.
That's awesome. How much of your sales are online versus in the store?
It's a pretty low percentage right now.
Of online?
Yeah. Yes. When we had that bad bout of weather, I was really trying to get stuff out on Facebook. But even with that, it's more just people coming in the store through and, you know, just buying what's here or talking about custom orders.
What are your goals? Like, what does success look like for the wood shop?
That's a good question, because I think I mentioned it maybe before we started the interview that my goal is to be as busy as I want to be. Maybe that's a terrible answer to the question, but we have a very busy life with our kids right now, and so success to me looks like good balance.
Yeah.
For me personally right now. Here in the next couple of years when my son graduates and both of my daughters are married in the next year, and you know, things settle down, success will be a lot more online sales and getting our website up and going and being more well known throughout Central Illinois as the day trip destination to come to Shelbyville, and the wood shop being part of that.
Okay, so you're not like gunning for Chip and Joanna games right now?
No. And I tell people when they talk about that, especially when we were flipping, we would have to have the HBO version of that.
What's been the hardest thing so far?
Balance is what it was. And that is the hardest thing, of not drowning in, when you have your own business, you can really let it consume you.
Yeah. And
so balance of being there for my family, being a good wife, mother, daughter, that's been the hardest part for me.
Okay. What's the craziest thing that's happened in your business journey?
The craziest thing has been the people that have walked through this door. People that I was in 4-H with 30, 35 years ago that I haven't seen in that long, saw this on Facebook, knew my name, and came in, her and her sister. It was the craziest thing. People that I just knew from high school and visiting high school, you know, not neighboring high schools, I should say, that have come in, and, you know, that has definitely been the craziest thing, is that they just, you know, it gives us an opportunity to catch up again, or just to see people that I haven't seen in so long.
What, any books or other material you recommend?
I wish I could say lots of books, because I was a teacher. I guess that should be a goal of mine, is that I need to read more books about my craft and just about being a businesswoman in general. But like I said, the podcast that I listen to, and some Bob Goff and...
Bob Goff.
Am I saying that? Is that
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything Always, is that Bob Goff?
Yeah. And
I think so.
I can't, it's right next to my bed, but I should pick it up more often and actually look at the name of it rather than just...
All right. Well, I'm going to make sure there's links to everything we've talked about.
Okay, awesome.
And thank you again for coming, or letting me come.
Well, absolutely. I appreciate it.
And this place is awesome. If you have the chance, come to Shelbyville. If you have the chance, just come to Shelbyville, but there's tons to do here. But if you have the chance, come here and check out this awesome store. So thank you, Regina.
Thank you very much. All right.